Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. It's Angie Nuttall, Executive Business Coach for Corporate and Entrepreneurial Women. I'm here at the VIP Center today, excited to get you online because I've got a pretty serious message for you that I would love for you to hear. And as you're jumping on, I do want to recognize that we do have a couple of new virtual VIP members. That's Rachel Koppenhaver and Rachel Brinker. Today is the day of Rachel, so I'm excited to have these two ladies on and being a part of our VIP community. So I do want to share, I'll go ahead and get some updates taken care of for us here so that I can get to my message. But bottom line, here we've got a couple of things coming up very soon. So we've got Rachel Pritz, who is going to be doing a free VIP clinic June the 3rd, 9 a.m. called Brave Leadership. And that's something that we definitely need right now in these very perilous times. You'll want to register at www.vipcenter.works/mini, and you can get registered for that session, which is happening tomorrow. And also, let me just show this presenter view here. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it. So Rachel's going to be doing that VIP clinic, and then I'm also going to be doing a clinic on June the 10th at 9 a.m. for compassion fatigue. Now, when we talk about compassion fatigue, that means that especially if you are in a helping field, that feeling of feeling burnt out. It's something that I'm doing for a client of mine. Penn State Health is a client of mine. But I think it's relevant enough that we also need to be offering that to our community of women who are known to be helpers. And so if you're feeling burnt out and helping everyone, you won't want to miss that session. So another thing that I want to share with you is about virtual membership. So we are taking virtual members right now. We have gotten off to a fantastic start with some new members. Every Friday, we do a mastermind, a 1-hour business mastermind where we talk about real business challenges and we get real business solutions and tools. Also, with the virtual membership, you get a 4-hour monthly pass here at the VIP Center if you're here locally. But you also get immediate access to our online community, to network, to collaborate. It's a really powerful experience. There's a lot that you get. And you get access to our private VIP library, which is only available to our VIP members. So if you're interested in membership, you can register and find out more about our different levels of membership at www.vipcenter.works/membership. All right, so I'm going to change this over, and I do have a message for you today. You know, we can't ignore everything that is happening right now in our world. It is not business as usual. And I just want to ask you a question today. Are you feeling the crisis of this week? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the pressure of everything that is going on? I don't know about you, but me as a business owner, I'm absolutely feeling this. And so today, in the next few minutes, I'm not going to talk to you as Angie Nuttall, VIP founder and business owner. I'm going to talk to you as Angie Nuttall, wife, mother, Christian, grandmother, and human being, because I'm so heartbroken over the state of our nation and even the state of our city in this moment. I have been heartbroken around what has been going on. And I want to tell you a story. Oh, I was not expecting to cry right off the bat, but I guess the emotions are just right up to here, and you may be feeling this and relating to this with me. But you know, May 17th, we were here, my husband and I were here at the building, and there was a fatal accident that happened right at North Washington and 38th, which our building is right off of that. There's one business that's right beside us, and then we're next to it. And that fatal accident was so traumatic. It was so traumatic. We were there on the lawn when it happened, and to know that someone's life ended just in a matter of seconds was very traumatizing to us. And it took me back to some pre-existing conditions. When my father passed away and I was in Iraq, and so it brought all of that back up for me. But immediately when that happened, I began praying. Something was prompted in me to start praying a hedge of protection. And I even have this in my journal, and I just want to show it to you because just to show you that this really did happen. I began praying about a hedge of protection from the VIP Center, a 5-block perimeter around this space. And so this is what I wrote in my journal. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So I started praying about that, and I was like, Lord, I want this to be a safe place. Lord, I don't ever want these accidents to happen again. And there were accidents basically at least 2 to 3 times a week right at this intersection. And so that was really striking me. So I was praying that perimeter of safety and asking God to just put a bloodline around us and to keep us safe. And what I didn't realize is that this was going to be much more, not just for the accidents, to stop the accidents, but it was really just a hedge of protection around this business and the people who are coming here, the people who are our neighbors here that are, we've come to know and appreciate. But this is really a perimeter of protection just for human lives, but not just human lives, for the sanctity, the ability to speak up and call out injustices. So here's what I want to say about about everything that's been going on. And I'm going to borrow the words of great pastor, Pastor DeAndre Armstead. He actually said this morning, but he basically, he's a black man, black minister of God. And he made a comment. He said, there's been a systematic teaching of hatred in our land. And the question to be posed is not, do Black lives matter or do all lives matter, but does my life matter as much as yours? So that is a great question for us to be thinking about and processing. I recognize what it's like to be treated like a third-class citizen. I mean, I was in foster care. The moment that I went into foster care as a child was very traumatic, and I immediately noticed the difference in the way that I was being treated. I truly was being treated like a third-class citizen, like I was nothing, that I didn't matter, that my voice was not heard, and my voice was just shoved down. And I'll never forget that feeling. That was just a small period of my life that I totally understood what it meant to be mistreated, to be, for fairness not to be happening in my life, and just to be told to shut up and just get back into my chains. And I was able to have that glimpse. But I think about our citizens in this country, black, white, anyone, and everyone, how we've been exposed to that systematic teaching of hatred in our land, like one person should be better than the other, and that is absolutely not true. So, I was, over the weekend when the rioting started, we had our first event here at the VIP Center since COVID-19, and it was Tamara Adams, one of our members, who is a precious woman, business lady, tax advisor, and she was kicking off her praise and worship ministry. And Tamara is a beautiful African-American woman that I absolutely adore and love, and I'm helping to support to build her business. And she kicked that off here at the VIP Center on the same night that the riots began downtown. And I'm going to tell you, I was so thankful for that woman and for her faith, for her prayers, and for her beautiful voice of song to praise the Lord in this place, in the VIP Center, right before everything happened. And it encouraged me. It encouraged me. It encouraged me so much because it caused me to kick into, instead of being an overthinker, to be an overcomer. And that's what we need to be, ladies. That's what we need to be in this situation. We need to not be overthinkers. We need to be overcomers. And that means that death and life is in the power of the tongue. And we've got to speak life to healing of our nation. We've got to speak life into the reconciliation of our people so that we know that we're in this together. Just like last night when the protesting started up, those people, most of those people were protesting, but they were doing it in a healthy way. They did break the curfew. That was wrong. But what was beautiful in that whole situation is that our state troopers were able to connect with the crowd and stand with them against all of this violence and looting and killing and ridiculous waste that's happening in our nation. And I would challenge that there are just really a handful of people that are wreaking havoc and causing that destruction. And I want to encourage us to stand up against those people. Let's stand together and stand in prayer and in speaking life into what it is that we want for this nation and what we want, what we're not going to allow to occur in this nation. So here's one thing that's very true. Silence is consent and permission. We no longer have the luxury of standing aside and ignoring this. We cannot go on business as usual. You know why? Because businesses are being crushed by this whole situation. Businesses are shutting down. Businesses are being destroyed. And I don't know about you, but my God says that He's going to prosper us in this land of famine. But we have to stand up together, my friends. We have to speak up. We have to stand against those who are just out to be destructive. And even, I saw a video just, I think it was yesterday, where two white girls were going out and creating graffiti and putting hashtag Black Lives Matter. And this African American woman was saying, "What are you doing? They're going to think it's us. Stop doing that. They're going to think it's us." Well, there are people out there they just want to meddle. And so we've got to shut that down in prayer. So that means no longer ignoring. It's not the time to hide. It's not the time to distance. It's time to pray and to speak against this whole situation. Racism and treatment of others as less than is wrong. It is also wrong for people to take advantage of this situation for personal gain, for looting, and for just destroying our livelihood. And that will not be tolerated. That will not be tolerated. So I know that I'm taking this is a spiritual battle, and I'm taking this to the front lines of God's army. And I know that prayer works because I've watched it work over the last few days. So here's the deal, my friends. This war cannot be fought with hands and fists. This war can only be fought with using our heads and our hearts. So that's what I want to leave you with today on this VIP Center Facebook Live. Are you with me? Are you going to stand with me in prayer? Are you going to stand with me to use our heads, to operate in wisdom and discernment, and our hearts to pray around this situation and to speak to those people, to let people know that I don't see you as less than. I don't see you as less in. You are not a third-class citizen. We are equals in this situation. The people that we have to push out are the ones who are simply just taking advantage of this situation and destroying and looting and killing our businesses. Stand with me, friends. Our businesses are worth it, our lives are worth it, and our salvation is worth it. Feel free to share this with your friends and your neighbors. Let's stand up together, friends.